Hello everybody, my name is Sophie and welcome to my book nook. I keep saying this, but it is a new year, and since it's the new year, we're looking back on the last year, 2020. It was, well, we don't really want to talk about it, but we'll talk about the books that we read during it. At least I will, because I read a lot of good books last year, and I made a video which had all of my top books of 2020. I should go check it out if you haven't seen it already. But there were a lot of other books I liked too. Like, I only talked about the top 5 there, and I read like 57 books. So we gotta talk about some of the other ones. So that's why today I'm going to do Bookish Superlatives. Boston Books put this together, these prompts together, and I thought they were really great. I added a few, I took out a few, and so we're gonna, that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk about some of the books. It's gonna be great. So let's just dive right in. Let's try not to make this too long of a video for you guys. We're gonna do it. Alright, so first up we have a Class Clown. This is obviously a funny book or a funny character, and the book that made me laugh the most this past year was probably The Romance Book Club by Lyssa K. Adams. This book is hilarious. It is essentially about this like baseball player who's having some marital problems, and like they're on the brink of divorce, and then these other like famous people, like other baseball players and managers and just other wealthy guys, help him fix his marriage through reading romance novels because they are the Romance Book Club. And it is a hilarious book. It's also a series. I want to finish reading the series as well. It's part of my 2021 reading goals, is to finish reading the Romance Book Club series, but it is absolutely hilarious, and I absolutely adored it. Next up we have Best Dressed. This is the prettiest cover, and I read a lot of books with lots of pretty covers, like it's kind of like standard for me, like I read books with pretty covers. But the one that I thought was the prettiest is actually the first book I read last year, which would be Reverie by Ryan LaSala. Look at it. It's pretty. I'd show you my actual copy, but I don't know where it is because I packed all my books away. So Reverie is about this kid named Kane, and he just had like an accident, lost all of his memory, and then some really weird things start happening, and there's like magic and a drag queen sorceress, and it's like contemporary fantasy. It's amazing. It's great. Ryan LaSala is hilarious. I also just read his new book, Bedazzled. He's amazing. He's fantastic. I can't say enough about Ryan LaSala. You should go follow him on Twitter. Like, I'll put the link down below. You're missing out if you aren't. Next up is Cutest Couple. This is the best romance or romance book, or just romance in a book. I'm going with a romance book because I read more of those now, since I already talked about the Romance Book Club. I'm going to say Island Affair by Priscilla Oliveras. This is another really sweet romance, and it takes place in the Florida Keys. It is about, I can't remember their names, but it's about this guy who's a firefighter and this girl who is a blogger. Is that what she does? It's like something social media. She might just be like a social media like person. Like, I can't remember what the word for that is. Influencer. I'm pretty sure she's an influencer. And so she's going down to the Keys to spend time with her family and her boyfriend, but then her boyfriend doesn't show up. So then this other guy who's the firefighter, she asks him to be her fake boyfriend, and except then you know what happens. All those stories. But it's also a really cute story because it deals with like, the guy has like some issues that I can't remember exactly what they are. I think is like one of his fiance or something died, I think. I can't remember. And then the girl has suffers from an eating disorder. So it's layers. There's layers to this romance. It's just really good. It's really sweet. It's cute. And there's a sequel coming out which follows somebody else in the family, and I'm excited to read that too. So yeah, go check out Island Affair by Priscilla Oliveras. Most Likely to Make You Cry. This kind of explains itself. I picked Wonder by RJ Palacio because it's true. If you guys have read Wonder, like, there's some really sad moments and there's some really sweet moments, and it's just all like, oh, I love it. It's so cute. I'm sure you all know, but Wonder is about a 10-year-old boy named Augie who has a facial deformity, and he spent his whole life homeschooled, and now he's going to public school, and it's scary and it's terrifying. It's just a book about like being kind. That's basically how I could sum up the book. It's a book about being kind, and just it's so good. I had been wanting to read it for a while, and I finally did over the summer, and it is so good, and it is definitely that will make you cry, but like for all the good reasons, except for that one part. Most dramatic, again, speaks for itself, and I ended up picking Surrender Your Sons by Adam Sass. I just read this book. I also made a review. You should go check that out because it explains it better. I'm going to explain it quickly here. It is very dramatic because it is about this kid, Connor, who he bombed his SATs. The guy he delivers meals to just died, and he came out to his mom, and now she's had him kidnapped and sent to a conversion camp. Yeah. It's bad. It's dramatic, and it's really, really good. It's a great book. Still at the beginning, but then like picks right up. I could not put it down. It was amazing. Edge of your seat, super dramatic. Like I feel like there's different types of dramatic. Like there's drama, like bad drama. Then there's like dramatic, like edge of your seat. You want to know more, and that's what I'm going with this one. That's why I picked Surrender Your Sons. Yeah. So you should go check that out. Most likely to make a comeback. This would be a book that you've read before, and you're reading it again, maybe for a second or third or fourth time, and you like it even more the next time you read it. And for me, that would be Dear Evan Hansen by Val Emmett. I talk about this book all the time. Where is it? It's right here. There it is. I love this book so much. I just read it again for the third time, and every time I read it, I love it more. Every time I read it, I see more of the characters, and I just cannot stop. I just love it so much. It's so good. It's Dear Evan Hansen, the novel, so it is the book of the musical, Dear Evan Hansen. You should go listen to the soundtrack. I'll put it in the description box, and then you should read the book because it's great. I listened to the musical, then I read the script, and then I read the book, and the book expands upon the script. Like you're really seeing inside of Evan Hansen's mind, and it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And I adore it, and I love it. It's literally one of my favorite books. I read it every single year, and you guys need to go check it out if you haven't already. Please. Most likely to succeed. This is a debut author that you think is great and people need to look out for. And so I would say Aiden Thomas, author of Cemetery Boys. Oh, they're amazing. Absolutely amazing. Cemetery Boys was fantastic. Cemetery Boys is about, it's hard to explain. I made a review of this too. You should go check that out. But it's like contemporary fantasy, Latinx, magic, trans main character. It's really cool, really great story. Oh, there's a ghost. Very funny, sarcastic ghost. And it was a great book. Anyway, Aiden Thomas is coming out with another book this year called Into the Neverwoods, which is like a Peter Pan-esque book, and it sounds really good. It's got a beautiful cover, and y'all need to keep an eye out for Aiden Thomas because their writing is great, and they are gonna go places, guaranteed. Best sequel. I read a lot of sequels or continuations of series this year, but I would have to say that One of Us is Next by Karen M. McManus was probably my favorite. It is the sequel to One of Us is Lying, which is about these 5 teenagers who are all in detention together, and then one of them ends up dead, and then the rest of the book is like the 4 others are suspected of killing the 5th one, and it's like that story, and it's mystery, and it's great. It's being turned into a TV series for... I can't remember if it's going to be on Peacock or some other channel. I'm not totally sure. I'll find out and put that in the description box, but it is a great book. One of Us is Next is a continuation of that. It's kind of like the next generation, but like only a year later, but it's like newer characters, but like has the old characters. It's just really great, and it definitely kept to the same feel of the first book, and I really, really liked it. Best nonfiction, because I read a good amount of nonfiction, but I did not talk about any of it in my top 5, so I wanted to include this in here. And like I read a bunch, like I'll like put a list here of the nonfiction that I read last year, and they were all really good. I think I gave pretty much all the nonfiction I read like 5 stars, except maybe the ones I read for school. But my favorite, and I've actually read it twice now, is Relationship Goals by Michael Todd. This is a book from a Christian's perspective because Michael Todd is a pastor, and it is about relationships. It goes from being single to dating to marriage to single, dating, marriage. There's more than that. I feel like, I don't know, it just covers a whole lot, and it's a really great book, and if you are a Christian, and whether you are single, whether you are dating, whether you are married, especially though if you are single or dating, you need to read this book. It is definitely for you. If you are like my age or around my age, it is definitely for you because it is definitely written for a younger generation. But there is just so much truth in there, and it is such a good book. And how I tell all of my friends is that I call it relationship goals, the things your youth group never taught you. It's so good. I'm gonna make more videos about this book too in the future. I just haven't planned them out yet. So yes. And then lastly, the thing that I want you to know the most, and I don't know why I didn't start with this, but hopefully you guys watched to this point and are gonna hear it. Best plot. And this book would have been my favorite book of the year if the characters were just better in it. So, best plot is Burn by Patrick Ness. This book is amazing. The only downside is the characters to me felt very one-dimensional, and I like my characters to have lots of depth to them. But the plot of this book is so insane, but it works so well, and I absolutely adored it, and I want to read it again. It's great. It is essentially 1950s America, but with dragons and more, because there's a twist in the middle of the book that is really great, and then like the end of the book is amazing, and I wish the characters were better so it could be like top book of the year, but it just that the characters fell so flat for me. But the plot is fantastic, and I need you all to read this book for the plot, please. I'm begging you, just go get it from your library. It's so good. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have for you today. Those are some of the other books that I read in 2020 that fit some of these best or most categories that I want you all to go check out. I'll have my Goodreads reviews in the description box. From there you can find them on Goodreads, and from Goodreads you can find them where to buy them. So you should go do that. Let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know what you thought of the books I talked about, and if you have read any of them, I love to hear from you guys. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like listening to me talk about books, you should subscribe to this channel because that's what I do, among other things. And if you are not already, please follow me on Twitter at Sophie's Book Nook. That's where you can find me most of the time when I'm not on here. I tweet a lot about all kinds of random things, and I always tweet when I make a new video. So yeah, I think that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!